Boom! I am getting pretty good more and more every day to those transitions, and I'm very happy with that. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to SNATM. I know it's a SSN podcast, but I'm gonna have to hire a very talented lady again to make a new layout out for this. But no pressure. I don't know why I went to Jeff Goldblum right there. Maybe it's because we're talking about movies. I don't know. But
That was Jeff Goldblum?
Well, those weird little
You got to work on your impressions, buddy.
Look, I could do French accents. I could do a really bad stereotypical German accent. That's about as far as I go, okay? I'm just saying, all right? You want those, I can give it to
French
you.
one you're just born with, really.
No, I learned this from my grandmother, where every time you would talk, you just have to hit the certain words at the end very hard. Puis des fois, you throw in a little bit of the français, and you boom, perfect. Then
That's a very accurate. You nailed it.
I know, right? It's fucking nuts. If there's one thing I could take away from my grandmother, after her passing, is the way that she fucking talked. But then, like I said, the stereotypical German one is it's just like the lederhosen, fucking like yodeling idiot stuff. It's, oh, my little Liebchen, we are going to talk about so many things today. It's like so fucking like perverted German kind of thing. Yeah, it's like that high-pitched grossness. That's what I can offer for that. But we're not here to talk about bad accents or bad impressions. We're here to talk about a really bad fucking movie. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
Was it?
Okay, before we get into things, all right? I'm going to let you guys know that you are, of course, watching SSN, Select Star Network at the Movies, SNATM, where every Sunday, Tom and I, and sometimes we may get a special guest on the road every now and then, we sit down and have a chat about a film, series, or single film, depending what happens. This week, obviously, or the month of April, it is Mortal Kombat, with us ending with Mortal Kombat Annihilation next week, as it is released on April 23rd.
No, Mortal Kombat. Not Annihilation.
Excuse me, Mortal Kombat 2021. You're right. Mortal Kombat 2021. My bad. I wanted to erase this from my memory that badly. Okay? That's how bad it is.
But you're calling the new one Annihilation? Now you're just fucking it up. Anyways, continue.
Thank you. So yeah, this is all about part of Free Content Month, where for the next 2 weeks anyways, for the rest of the month of April, you're going to get the SSN podcast and SNATM live here on twitch.tv/SSN Plays. After that, it'll be closed behind our Patreon accounts. So patreon.com/SelectStarNetwork is the place to go, where you can go ahead and support us as low as $1.20 all the way up to $1,000 if you're a maniac. And at the $14 mark is where you can get the podcasts live, uncut, and then also once they are rendered and published, you will get the audio and video free versions of those shows. But that's neither here nor there at the moment. We are talking about this movie. Tom, your first initial impressions of Mortal Kombat Annihilations, if you please.
Well, I went in to seeing the movie and had a very biased opinion based on everything you told me.
Okay.
It wasn't as bad as you made it.
Oh, you're nuts! Okay, explain.
Some aspects are fucking garbage, but it wasn't that bad of a movie.
Okay, now when you say that bad, what parts are you saying are not that bad?
Well, they definitely upgraded a few things from the first one. They recast with people that were kind of better, except for Johnny Cage, but we'll get to that.
And look, I will say this much. They got a Swedish actress, I believe, to play the character of Sonya. That she was much better. I will say that 100%.
Considerably better. And she actually fought somewhat.
Yes. Well, well, at least, but here's the difference, right? At least she had time to prep for the choreography, where Bridget, that we talked about before, came in like 3 weeks before the shooting or something, and had to learn everything on the fly. But yeah, it's the graphics are bad. The acting is something. That's all I'm gonna say. It's
comparable to the first one.
Okay, look, no, you can't say that. There's a famous line in this film that is known
there's
as...
a few lines that got written down from this fucking movie. Don't worry about that.
We're gonna talk about it, but there's one specific line in my mind every time I fucking see it. I'm like, this is worse than the movie Trolls 2. Do you know the movie Trolls 2 where the dude's like Watch
I
the
don't.
troll. Okay, there's a scene in Trolls 2 where a character turns into a plant, and these little trolls are eating them. And this kid at the bottom of the stairs goes, "Oh my god, they're eating her! And then they're gonna eat me! Oh my god!" And like a flag goes on his face and stuff and everything. That kind of acting is Emmy or Oscar nominated worthiness versus the moment that I will be referencing in a little bit.
Okay.
Let's get on to a little bit of some stats, a little bit of facts on this train wreck. Schmucks, if you have your own opinions about this, like Hunter, you're saying that it's the 90s. What did you want? I wanted Mortal Kombat 1. Okay, and this is not Mortal Kombat 1. But here's some stats. Here's some information, fun little stuff. All right, this film was released 2 years after Mortal Kombat 1, so November 21st, 1997. A budget of $30 million.
So they almost doubled it.
And I would argue that the first one looked better than the second one.
Oh, for sure.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. But with also the downfall of a box office of $51.3 million. Now, technically that is a profit, but compared to Mortal Kombat 1, which made $124 million, that is more than 50% drop in profitability. And that normally doesn't happen. Usually the sequel makes more than the first one. Usually
you don't recast the majority of the fucking movie.
You know what?
There's 2 people that stayed. That was it.
Yep.
So that people going into the second one being, okay, it's almost a different movie now.
You're not wrong. It's okay, hold on. Larcher, is Dragon Ball Evolution better or worse than this? We're not talking about the best worst films yet. That is much later down the road when we have watched all the filth, okay?
I say this is better than Dragon Ball Evolution.
All right, this fucking Tom is fucking putting that flag down right now.
Yeah,
all right,
because Evolution was fucking garbage.
Anyways. It was. Okay. This film was not directed by Paul W.S. Anderson this time. It was directed by the previous film's cinematographer, John R. Leonetti, who's actually known for, obviously, Mortal Kombat Annihilation, The Butterfly Effect 2, the direct-to-video sequel. You like that?
You had me surprised for a fucking second.
And the horror film Annabelle, which is the worst Annabelle throughout the entire series because it's the most boring Annabelle out of the entire series. Music again by George S. Clinton, so we already know him. Returning stars, Robin Shue. And I butcher her name every time, so please give me a moment. She was a Bond girl way back in her day. Talisa Soto. Okay? That's it. That is, for returning actors, that is it. The recast, for some reason, I don't know why, Christopher Lambert did not reprise his role as Lord Raiden, which kind of bummed me out because I thought he was a fun character. Christopher Lambert understood what the film was and had fun with it in the first one. You start to learn to love him. Instead, he is replaced by another really good actor, James Remar. And for people who don't know who that is, he was in this little film. I believe it's late 80s or early 80s, late 70s, called The Warriors. An amazing fucking film. If you've never seen it, you need to watch it. Holy shit, it's a great film. Very of its time, but in a good way. Like gang warfare and stuff. It's very, very interesting. And also, he was the father in Dexter. Another great role that he played. He's been in a bunch of stuff, though. Like, this man he's an amazing character actor, and if you ever get a chance to watch him, I would. 1979, that's correct, yeah, for The Warriors. I would highly recommend to watch any of his films or projects that he's been a part of. He's in Black Lightning, if I'm not mistaken right now.
He's in Django Unchained, too.
Yeah, there you go.
He's like the enforcer for DiCaprio.
Yeah. So I would highly recommend watching them. Now, Sonya Blade is switched over from Bridget Nielsen. No. I remember Bridge is gone. Whatever. Bridge is gone. That Bridge is gone, replaced by Sandra Hess, and that is because she turned down the role of Sonya to then actually be in the film I Know What You Did Last Summer. Which, funny enough, she was in that film for like all of 10 minutes. when she could have reprised this role for the full length. But I'm guessing the other film paid her more somehow.
And she's probably distancing herself from that script, maybe.
Yeah, she might have seen it. So it's funny that you say that. So the previous actor who played Johnny Cage, what happened with him is he read the script, didn't want anything to do with it, so he stepped down. It wasn't a money thing. It was just he read the script and he's like, you know what? Even if I'd become a no-name actor at this point, it's still a better choice than actually being in the sequel. And now
do you think that might have changed how the movie played out?
I was thinking about that, honestly. Is it that he grabbed the script and, like, he reads it and he's like, wait, I'm in this for 5 minutes? And he's like, I'm not doing this. Or is it that they're like, oh, shit, we lost Johnny. Just kill him off. Just kill him off right away.
We'll focus on everyone else.
Yeah. That's a very good... Because, like, in all honesty, his death... Spoiler, Johnny Cage dies within the first 5 fucking minutes of the film. His death literally has no impact for the rest of the film.
Oh, you get Sonya real sad, but
for 5 minutes again, she mourns him on the floor, and after that she's like, "Oh, look, it's Jax," and that's it. Like, there is no weeping, no like serious repercussions of killing one of the franchise's most beloved characters. I'll be honest.
Yeah. I think that they had him in the movie for the full thing, but he didn't want to do it, and they didn't want this no-name guy to just do everything, because he was a martial arts guy, right, too, wasn't he?
Yeah, if I'm
the actual actor.
Yeah.
So when he turned it down, they probably said, "Well, fuck this.
Yeah,
we'll do without him," and that's why.
Well, 100%. I believe that's exactly what happened there, and it's unfortunate, but a good call on the original Johnny Cage. Good on you. And yeah, like I said, besides that, the rest of the cast is completely new. They even recast the gentleman who played Jax from the first film to the second film. And fun little trivia for that. Initially, for both films, they were trying to get Michael Jai White to be Jax. So he was going to appear in the first one, and then the second one, he was going to get his the metal arms and stuff, right? Well, unfortunately, for the first one, they just, for, casting reasons, they couldn't get him to be in the film. And for the second one, he had to turn down the role because he was the leading man in a little comic book film called Spawn.
Yeah,
he was.
I didn't realize.
Yeah,
Fuck.
And that's a film I wouldn't mind reviewing down the road. I think Spawn would be a fun one.
It's been a long time since I've seen it.
Yeah. So, but funny enough, Michael Jai White did eventually end up portraying Jax in the web series Mortal Kombat Legacy, and also the how do I call, like, the pilot, the teaser of the series of Legacy in Mortal Kombat Rebirth. Now, in this newest film, obviously it's not Michael Jai White, it's someone else. We'll see how that goes. We'll be interested to see. Unfortunately, we don't have Mr. Tagawa like we did for Shang Tsung. We have a bland villain with a bland face that sounds like he's crying all the time, where it's like, the earth will be destroyed in 6 days. It's like, I don't know what the fuck's going on with that man. But yeah, it's it's the rest of the people, it doesn't matter because they're in there for like 2 fucking seconds and they're dead, or they all right, that's all I could say. But other than that, a couple extra fun tidbits of information that I found. The stuntman for James Remar was actually, I believe, the first time we see a on-screen appearance of Ray Park, the man who would become Darth Maul 2 years later. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, dude.
That's cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, and he also played. I couldn't see which one, but in the scene where there's like the 3 reptiles, which for some reason the film calls them raptors, one of them is also Ray Park, but with the masks, I couldn't figure out which one it was. And finally, because Robin Shou ended up by taking care of almost all the fight choreography, and especially for the second unit shootings for this film, he ended up having a stunt double in the film, performing some of those moments. Literally, not even a stunt double, more like a performer double, because he's so busy choreographing other things. That man was Tony motherfucking Jaa. Tony Jaa.
Holy shit.
Yeah, fucking the Protector, Ong Bak himself, played the character, played Liu Kang when Robin Shou was too busy with his other roles. So it's kind of funny to me thinking about this, where like there's so many of these these stunt doubles and stuff end up by having such a massive career afterwards, which is always how it is. There's always that starting point and then how everything else happens. And two of the biggest names, and I find honestly in like martial arts performances on screen, Ray Park and fucking Tony Jaa, whatever you want to call him, of our modern time.
So, with that being said, this movie is absolutely terrible to you. That you might not have had the same career for these people without this movie if it didn't exist.
See, I understand that. And like, yes, in a sense, that's a reason for praise, maybe. But I am not giving him that kind of credit. This movie does not deserve that fucking kind of credit, man. No way.
It's a stepping stone movie for everybody.
It really was. And some of them, it was career enders.
Yeah, well, look at the guy who went and made fucking Butterfly Effect 2. Moving on up.
Yeah. I don't know. That's more of like a lateral, movement. I don't think that's really going up.
It's not a joke.
Right. And then also the final little tidbit I have here. Paul W.S. Anderson was offered to return to film the sequel, but instead actually chose to work on another film of his. I believe it was with Universal. A little film called Event Horizon. Fucking a messed up body horror film that I would really recommend anyone watching. It at the time it was poorly received, but now I think people have realized actually how genius, honestly, the film it was, and the practical effects in that film are amazing. But because of what he's seen happen to Mortal Kombat Annihilation, apparently it is at that point that he swore that he would never, quote unquote, abandon a series or a franchise that he had started himself. Which is why
you were going to say not do a video game franchise again, because he fucked that up.
Yeah, no. He swore that if he started a franchise or a series, that he would see it to the very end. Which is why he has been the sole director for the entire Resident Evil live action series.
You mean he won't leave someone else to drag it through the mud? He'll do it himself?
He will bury that franchise and make sure it's actually dead. He is the man that you bring on. It's you know what? Fucking all power to him. If the man is that dedicated, because he loved Mortal Kombat, the first one, and you felt that watching the film. He understood the characters, he understood some of the lore, and for better or for worse, Resident Evil 1, again, probably a series we're going to review. He had love for Resident Evil 1.
I loved that movie. That was excellent. That was a very well done Resident Evil movie.
Yeah, the other ones, whatever. But it is clear that when Mortal Kombat Annihilation came out, that love wasn't there anymore. It is Hunter. Don't even. You're the best kind of party.
Like you said, this one's setting up the franchise video game wise too, and you can see that with how many characters they brought in and all the different ones, right?
And we could talk about that. Yes, with Stryker and Cabal, and this is something we can reference here. It is clear that they were trying to set up, and it was confirmed that they were trying to set up a third film. Apparently, it was going to be called Mortal Kombat Devastation, and unfortunately, it didn't come to pass because of how poorly received this film was. To give you an idea how bad it is, on Rotten Tomato, it has a 2% rating.
Oof.
That means out of all the critics that reviewed it, only 2% of it actually said that it was a serviceable film. Like maybe a 6 out of 10. That's what that
I don't
means.
know that I could give it that low of a fucking score. It wasn't great by any means, but 2%.
You know what? At the end of the review, we'll give what we think our ratings for this film was, and we'll go from there.
Okay.
Now I think it is a good time to start on what you could call the plot of this film. So here we fucking go. Mortal Kombat Annihilation starts the way that any Mortal Kombat film should start, with a little bit of Techno Syndrome, the Immortals, Mortal Kombat! Fucking the fire going up in the sky, shit's going crazy, it looks cool, but then the words turn to annihilation, and it rots away, and we cut into the film, where we see our returning heroes. Whoa, that came on. That wasn't supposed to come on. My bad. Ignore what you just heard, chat. Basically, what ends up happening is we are literally right where the film ends in the first one is where the second film starts. They're walking down. They're celebrating their victory. The only difference is we don't have Frank Welker busting through the top of a temple saying, you weak, pathetic fools, I've come for your souls. That part's been removed. Instead, we get what I could only describe as some of the worst green screen and visual effects I have ever seen of a purplish blue sky coming out from about, and people I can't.
Flip jumping.
Fucking ninjas are dropping from the fucking sky and landing on the ground, and it is so bad, the effect, that there's a scene that I'm looking at right now, and I wish I could show you guys, but I can't at the moment, of ninjas dropping from the sky, and it is they're blurring down because the masking that they have is terrible, and you can see the literal green screen blur around the fucking people. Okay, and now Liu Kang, everyone else is wondering what the fuck's going on. They're like, yo, dude, we won Mortal Kombat. How could this have happened? And, you know, Shao Kahn's there. He looks, at first, pretty cool. I'm not going to lie.
At first.
Yes, like the mask, the visual, like...
From a distance.
Yeah, like the dude's built like how he should be built. All right, and I'm like, that's actually pretty bad. Like, it's pretty badass. I like what I see. We get our first glimpses also at this point of all the generals that Shao Kahn has. I believe you have Shiva, Rain, Ermac, Macharo, and I think those are the 4 main villains, generals that you see in this franchise. And they are just sitting there in their putty positions, doing their little like, whoa, they're looking all menacing and bad, and out walks Sindel, and Katana has what I can only describe as one of the best dialogue exchanges I have ever fucking heard. Now, everyone here has seen this, okay? So if you know the lyrics, you could, or if you know the quote, you can sing along, kids. Mother, I thought you were dead. Sindel then replies with, okay, you know, I want to get this right, so we're gonna get this right. It is a moment that it's beautiful. So here it comes. Mother, you're alive? Too bad. You will die. Come on! Too bad you will die. To a mother, you're alive. How? How is this written dialogue, Tom? How can you like this, Tom?
I didn't say I liked it. I said it's not as bad as you say it is.
Oh my god. Is that one of the written dialogue parts you said was that you have?
No, I've got the entirety of the Shao Kahn entrance, though. Basically, the first words said in the movie. The 6 days.
Oh my god. Yeah, it is this.
The earth was written in 6 days, so too shall it be destroyed.
Yes.
And on the 7th day, mankind will rest in peace.
Dong.
And to me, yes.
The fucking Undertaker comes out of nowhere.
That is a scripted promo that I'm sure they pulled from WWE, where the Undertaker is going after mankind.
Before their boiling room brawl, fucking Jarrett's got the mic on Undertaker's face, or Paul Bearer has it. It's like, Undertaker, what will you do to mankind? And fucking that's when Undertaker rips out that. And in wrestling, that is a pitch perfect promo.
That would have been perfect.
Fucking yeah, way to go. And then Taker just does his fucking thing, and he rolls his eyes. You put that in a fucking $30 million movie? What is wrong with you, man? What the fuck? It was.
The Undertaker would have done it better.
Yes.
Let's put it that way.
Yes.
If you cast Undertaker as Shao Kahn, that would have been fucking awesome.
Oh my god. Also, just to kind of go on to the difference, what's kind of weird, the mother-daughter relationship between Katana and Sindel. Let's talk about the actresses themselves, okay? The actress
It's got to be close to the same age.
The actress who plays Sindel, Miss Musada Vander, is only 4 years older. 4 years older than fucking Talisa Soto. I don't. Now here's my scapegoat for them, okay, for this. Simply put, they're immortals. So they live forever, theoretically. Because that's what they said with Katana. Katana in the first one was like 300 years old. Like she's beyond Gilf, you know what I mean? And then her mother is super gilf, I guess, because she is also ageless and is scary.
Well, they're
It's
from Outworld, so maybe they don't age the same. I don't know.
Yeah, it's I will say that, like, I will let them have that if they would explain it in the movie. They don't explain that at all, so you see that
You
you're
don't
like,
explain
what the fuck?
anything. You just move on to the next scene. That's it.
And speaking of the next scene, what happens next is both Raiden and fucking Shao Kahn doing a swanton dive off. Well, for Shao Kahn, it makes sense. He's going downwards into a swanton dive, and fucking Raiden somehow down the stairs jumps up into a swanton dive. I don't understand this, but okay. These two motherfuckers have the literal Power Ranger moment of when the camera is looking above into the sky and the Rangers do their flips above and go like, yeah, 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 yeah. They literally have this in this fucking movie. And
it's literally just flips.
This movie is literally just flips. Okay? So you have this confrontation. Yeah, you have this confrontation between these two, and like basically it ends when Shao Kahn gives Raiden the shoulder thrust, his like shoulder thrust thing, and now they have to run away. Okay, that's literally what happens. He gets bum hurt, he got knocked to the ground, they run away, and the ninjas aren't helping. The ninjas aren't doing anything. They're just, again, the putty patrol. They're doing this. And they're sitting there, and there's their jazz hands, and they're fucking finger snapping and stuff. It's like a West Side Story where they're like.
Now I have to watch this movie, thinking of it as Power Rangers. Oh,
dude, you know what? That might get him. That, you know, if I were to do that now, maybe it'll be a better film. I doubt it, but maybe. But pretty much what ends up happening is they all fucking retreat into the temple to run away, and they try to capture Sonya. Johnny Cage interferes with, honestly, I think the movie's better effects, which is his rendition of the shadow kick. It doesn't look terrible. It looks okay. But Shao Kahn straight up just fucking chest punches him to the ground, rescuing Sonya doing this. And then we have the most pathetic death I have ever seen for a Mortal Kombat character, where barely touching him, Shao Kahn snaps Johnny's neck. And he dies. Sonya screams. This is 6 minutes into the movie. What the fuck? When I said that he lived,
your best character from the last fucking movie.
Yeah. When I literally said he was this character was in the film for 5 minutes, I was not lying. He is gone, never to come back. He's dead, and I'm going to talk about that near the end of the film. There's some bullshit that happens there, but it's fine. The fucking the Earth Defenders, whatever you want to call them, run away. And so does Shao Kahn. He teleports away, leaving his ninjas to fight them. But they just go into a tunnel and they're fine. Raiden is trying to understand why Outworld is merging in with Earthrealm. There is no simple explanation. So he will try to find a way to talk to the Elder Gods and find answers. That's pretty much what is happening right now. To find the way to talk to the Elder Gods, he has to go to, which, in all honesty, is probably the film's best set piece in the entire thing. And it is because it is from an actual real place. It is called Petra. It is, I think, in Jordan, and it is one of the oldest man-made structures. It's considered one of the 7 wonders of the world. And it is, if I'm not mistaken, this site is also filmed in, I think it was also shot in the film, I think it's the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They're at Petra.
Oh yeah.
That can't, like that, and like it looks stunning. Like it is actually, it is. I can see why it is one of the 7 wonders of the world. And they go there for him to get answers. And to get there, him and Sonya decide to take a hamster ball down a windpipe, which, you know, you would think it'd be like, oh, this will be fast travel. You know, like we'll get there in seconds. But Raiden literally says these windpipes will take you anywhere in the world as fast as you can, and as little as like a few hours. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, you're telling me these motherfuckers got to do like the Da Vinci Man pose like this.
Da Vinci.
Yeah.
Vitruvian Man.
I want to say Da Vinci Man. Yes. In that pose for hours.
hugging each other.
Yes,
for hours.
literally face to fucking like nose to nose, like the fucking Eskimo kiss thing. All right, like they're right there, and I'm sitting, I'm thinking, man, it would just take one accidental bump and one person's gonna smash into the next person. There's blood, broken nose everywhere, and then you gotta sit there and watch that for the next like 2 hours. Fuck
Not
that,
to mention
dude.
there's spikes all over the thing because it's Mortal Kombat.
Oh my god.
You have to have spikes on stuff.
It,
So there's nothing comfortable to hold on to.
Yeah.
Like, it's just ridiculous.
it's the moment of it's like, okay, so you guys got this from like, you know, American Gladiators. They like lend you some of their props, and you're like, we have to do something with this. Like, we got it. We got to do something. So fucking Raiden and Sonya fuck off to that, and we get what the movie would like to call the romance scene build here between Katana and Liu Kang, and it is just like a few couple like, you know, like you want to fuck eyes, but it's not even like that intense. You know, it's PG, clearly PG. All right. And now we get this moment afterwards of Shao Kahn chilling in his bathrobe in his little castle with his father, who shows up, named Shinnok. Shinnok originally was a movie made character specifically. You find out that he's actually down the road. I think in the film they mentioned it. I can't remember anymore. That he is
Like at the very end that he was Shinnok.
Yeah, well,
didn't they not mention it at all before then?
I think they mentioned his name a couple times, but I think in the film once or twice, I think it's near the end, they reference him how he is actually an elder god of death. That was his role. Now, the MK franchise, is a game franchise, finally ended up by taking the character, recreating, we're actually creating them into the series as a badass elder god of death, who pretty much is like the sole reason why we get like the time traveling aspects of Mortal Kombat. I think was it 9, 10, and 11. Like because of Shinnok, we get like evil Raiden, we get the goddess of time and stuff. We get all these awesome things. In this series, it's an old man with also a bathrobe who somehow like jerk slides. Is somebody can describe it? Or they get like he tries to move fast, but he goes like towards you, like stop motion, but really badly done. Like if I tried to do stop motion, that's what it looks like. We find out that he's the father of Shao Kahn at this point, and he's not happy how he's not conquered Earth yet. But they still haven't really explained how Earth is being conquered. They haven't explained why it's happening. It's just basically somehow Sindel is the key for them to do this. Huh?
That's all you need to know.
But that doesn't explain anything at all.
This movie doesn't explain things. You just have to accept that things happened.
Yeah,
and continue.
Yeah. So at this point, we get that explanation, and Shao Kahn is sending his minions to try to capture Katana and stop the Earth defenders from forwarding their plans, pretty much. And it is at this time when I can't remember, Katana Liu Kang at this point has got into their ball and traveled across to some location. It's still underground, and they're gonna meet with, I believe, oh my god, I can't remember, Nightwolf, so that Liu Kang can ascend to the next level of Mortal Kombat to find his animality.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, okay, I'm sorry, but I'm sorry. What? Okay, what? Okay, no, I'm trying. Why does Liu Kang just beat Shang Tsung? The man is the best that he could be, and now they're just throwing in animality because it's in the game. That's it. Like that's the reasoning behind it.
Wish they would have had like Shao Kahn in the first one maybe, or even have Shang Tsung in this one somehow, just so you can see how Shao Kahn's more powerful than Shang Tsung.
Like something,
but you
right?
don't get that at all. Maybe that would explain why Liu Kang doesn't feel like he's prepared.
Right, but here's the thing, Liu Kang. It's not that Liu Kang doesn't think that he's prepared. It's that Lord Raiden just says you're not prepared. It's like, bro, you may have beaten like one of the hardest fighters in the entire world, in Shang Tsung, but you're not ready for this guy because you need your animality. Like, and it's like, I'm sorry, what is happening here? I'm sorry, James Remar. What the fuck? What? Why, Mr. Remar? No, we're not gonna get it. You're just gonna leave. Okay. All right, nice knowing you. Bye now.
I mean, that's all Christopher Lambert's reign did either.
True.
Sparkle magic. Okay, take care of it yourself, guys.
But he had
By the way, you're not ready, but I'm not gonna do fuck all. So see ya.
Yeah, but at least he had that lisp and that laugh. I love that laugh. That's so fucking good. But again, we're at this point where they're traveling across this like this underground tunnel, Katana and Liu Kang, and they get attacked by Smoke. Yeah, it's Smoke. Yeah. Smoke is the one who appears. And I'm like, oh, look, it's Smoke. That's pretty okay. That's interesting. Smoke, by the way, in the series, I believe, is actually a good guy. He was once with the Lin Kuei, who got pretty much like abducted and turned into a cyborg by Bihan, and is now programmed to be a bad guy. I believe that's what the story is. I don't know if that was Cyrax the Sector or Smoke, but I want to say it was Smoke. In this film, he's just a motherfucking robot. Like, no explanation of what he is, nothing at all. He's fighting Liu Kang and Katana, and we get this moment where he has a rocket that comes out of his chest, and I sit there and I'm like, isn't that the red guy or the yellow guy's move? I'm pretty sure it's fucking. I'm pretty sure that's Sector's fucking move. Like, that's not. He's Smoke. His ability is he has smoke. What? Ha! Whatever. He's fighting him, and then out of fucking nowhere, all right, here comes Sub-Zero in this like cheesy-esque like Superman pose where he's like in the air, his arm out, sliding and freezing Smoke in place, which then, you know, ultimately I think is a cool moment where fucking Liu Kang just jumps and like drop kicks him like with a little karate kick thing and shatters Smoke into 1,000 pieces, which at the point he had a grenade or a rocket that he was about to throw out, got frozen, got stuck, he blows up, and then that's the end of Smoke. Smoke has now been removed. In comes in fucking Sub-Zero, and Liu Kang's like, I thought I killed you. Which then takes off his mask, because somehow that's supposed to show Liu Kang that he's not that Sub-Zero. And it's like,
you're never gonna look at other Sub-Zero's face.
Right? It's like, but I have a scar now, so I'm different.
Yeah.
Yeah. It turns out that I am joking, but yes, they do explain that the man that Liu Kang killed before was Bihan, the brother of Kuo Liang, and that is a very Asian name for a very white man. And
they didn't name any names.
And not in the first one.
They just said that was my brother, you killed him, and then moved on.
It's just, it is, but I guess because I know the franchise, I know who that is, right? So it's like, man, there's a lot of white people in here. Like, that is just no.
And that's why they didn't say names.
In the 90s, they knew about. They knew like
killed my brother Steve.
Yeah. You killed Rick. You know, it's okay. Me, I'm Wilfred. Don't worry, I'm Wilfred, part of the Lin Kuei. But anyways, he says, like, I'm not evil like my brother. He was possessed by the Emperor, whatever. And I am one of the good guys. So Liu Kang's, all right, cool, you're one of the good guys. What's going on? The bridge is gone. He's like, don't worry, I'll make some ice bridge and we're fine. They go to cross. It's like, and it's like, you gotta meet up with Nightwolf to learn about your animality to defeat fucking Shao Kahn. And I right there at that point, I'd be like, how do you know about this? Did Raiden talk to you? Did Raiden bring you here? Why didn't Raiden just bring me to Nightwolf? What is happening? I thought he was a god. Can he not just transport people anywhere? Because he transports all over the place.
Was he a god at this point?
I mean, he's technically, well, sorry, they call him in the first one the god of thunder, the god of lightning and thunder or whatever. So I would say yes. He's not an elder god, but he's still a god.
Oh, okay.
And we're going to touch on that again a little bit further down the road, because that's kind of where I'm going with this. As they are talking about this stuff, out of the pit of, 2 feet below them, and the ground is clearly there, but they hide it with fog, you see these fucking little grappling things come up, and you're like, there's 2 of them. That can't be our man. Sure enough, motherfucking Scorpion somehow comes back from the dead again and starts fighting Sub-Zero. And it is the moment that I think all Mortal Kombat fans would have loved to have had in a film, because at this point that Bihan actually killed pretty much all the Shi'ar Ryu with a bunch of rogue Lin Kuei warriors, leaving, I'm going to forget this guy's name, so I'm going to call him Scorpion for now, leaving him on this like murderous vengeance path, which is how he gets mixed up with Shang Tsung. He gets mixed up with Oh my god, the bald albino sorcerer, which I can't remember his name right now. But anyways, he's the one who actually tricks Scorpion into pretty much fighting for the wrong team. I can't remember his name, unfortunately. But anyways, it is because of that. Here's his name. All right, Earthrealm, Japan. I really want a friend that's this guy's name. I feel dumb when I don't remember it. Quan Chi is the bald guy, but I was talking about Quan Chi.
Oh yeah,
yeah, he's the one who tricks them. Hanzo Hasashi. Thank you. There you go. And you think this moment of, wow, this is gonna be like a pretty badass fucking fight, and this is gonna be gnarly. You know, it's okay. And they kind of do this interesting concept of like while they're fighting on the ice bridge, it's breaking apart, and they're like, okay, it's not bad. But then there's a lot of like awkward jump rope grabbing and like smashing because they didn't really know how to do tightrope like fighting yet. Like they didn't really kind of understand what's going on.
I like how they really emphasized how close to the edge they are.
Yes.
Like they shot their foot getting close to the edge of the platform like 4 fucking times.
Yeah.
We get it. They're gonna fall off, or someone might. I don't know.
And it ends up by happening where like Liu Kang's like, oh no, the ice bridge is not there anymore. How can I help them? I'm just gonna do a really long front flip. And that's literally what Liu Kang does. He's like, I don't need no ice bridge. I don't need no Sub-Zero to help me. And he quite literally does a really arching, slow-turning front flip to then help Sub-Zero because he's about to fall and die down the pit. But we already know that Sub-Zero can just fly in the air with his ice beam somehow. Whatever. Okay? Whatever. As this is happening, Scorpion appears behind behind Katana, and his new catchphrase. You ready for it? Suckers! And disappears. Like that.
I laughed quite a bit when that came on.
Once again, voiced by Ed Boon, another lexicon addition to Scorpion, and it hurts. It fucking hurts. Another word added to his lexicon, and I'm not happy with it. But
I hope they bring it back in the new one.
Oh, that'd be so fucking funny. That'd be so fucking funny. But unfortunately, as that happens, Liu Kang saves Sub-Zero. He turns around, he's like, what are we gonna do? Turns around to see Sub-Zero. He's gone. Not like you'll see him later gone. He's gone. Sub-Zero's gone. Scorpion? He's gone. You're never... The two franchises' biggest known characters besides Liu Kang and like Shang Tsung maybe, they're fucking... Like they've been on almost all the box arts of every single Mortal Kombat. Motherfuckers are gone. You're never going to see these guys in the franchise again until the new ones.
Yeah.
Now, Liu Kang is forced to travel down the tunnelways and figure out what the fuck's going on and find this Night Wolf. And it's at this time that we... is it now? There's two scenes I'm trying to remember. And I'm pretty sure it is okay. It's at this time where Raiden and Sonya finally arrive in Hawaii, I guess. Like, it's a tropical looking place. So we're going to say Hawaii. And they get to a medical research facility owned by the military. And Sonya's going to go in there for reasons. Raiden's going to go over there for reasons. Well, his reason is, I'm going to go find the Elder Gods and ask them what the fuck's going on. Sonya's going into the facility because... I feel
like she knew Jax was there
somehow, right?
I feel like
let's go with that.
There was a reason. There had to be a fucking reason.
Did there? Should there have been a reason? Yes. Was there a reason? I don't know. All right.
You got me.
So Sonya fucking ends up by entering the building to see what's going on, and sure enough, bad CGI appears into the sky, and we get Sonya rushing into a facility where Tom was right. Jax is chilling on a table with a blanket over him because he's chilly. Okay, the man is cold after taking
nobody
a long
else
nap.
there.
Then nobody else there, and it kind of looks like, in all honesty, that. Oh, by the way, this man, fucking Jax, is portrayed by the actor who's on American Gladiator. Same thing as Motaro. That the actor portraying Motaro is also from American Gladiator. But Jax was portrayed by a guy named Saber on the show. And this is like the '90s show I'm talking about, like nothing new. So that's why you get these guys like they look the part, right? Like they're big and menacing and stuff. But let's just say their acting is not the best. But
I want to say that Jax and Motaro, they both looked really well.
Yes, like
they were well done. The arms on Jax looked fucking decent.
Yeah, they aren't bad. The close-ups of the Motaro outfit is fine, but when you get CGI far away stuff, that is something else. But that being said, she takes the blanket off of Jax to see that the man now has metal arms. I'm like, oh, okay, so this motherfucker's got like metal arms, because I'm pretty sure in the series, I think it's Cabal that cuts off Jax's arms.
Pretty sure, yeah.
And the 2021 movie, it's gonna be Sub-Zero that freezes and breaks his arms and stuff, but they don't explain why he has metal arms in here. He just got an upgrade, which then begs me to ask, why was the man tied down to the table then, both his feet and his arms? Why was he trapped onto the table if he's willingly decided to go for this operation?
Yep. That one, it was a plot point to show how strong he was, because he rips them off afterwards.
Quite literally, that's exactly what it is. And it's a plot point to make him look tough, or there's a better explanation as to why he was there, and they just didn't put it in the film. You know,
they cut that with the rest of Johnny Cage and fucking shit.
And at this point, after being freed, Cyrax appears and blows open the doors, and there's now a kind of a dual plane of action happening where Cyrax is fighting Jax, and Sonya's gonna take care of some random minions. And pretty much they get, you know, it's as you think it would go. There's a cool moment that in theory was nice and in delivery was poor, where a random ninja gets caught inside of Cyrax's like web, his like acid web thing, which is a move that's inside of the franchise, which again this film tries to do kind of like Mortal Kombat 1, where they have some cool moments of like, oh, I remember the get over here, you know, like the ice grenade thing, the fatality, the shadow kick, the fireball punch. They tried doing that here, and again, the idea is cool, the execution of it looks really bad. Where did that $50 million or that $30 million budget go? Because it wasn't in the fucking CGI, man, and it wasn't in the sky. Where did it go? I'll tell you where it went.
Paying all the actors that they threw in this movie.
Oh my god!
For like 2 minutes.
It all went to James Remar.
Yeah.
And yeah, so this ninja gets fried by it, and you know it's okay. Cyrax then tries to once again do the acid thing again, but Jax, I think, protects Sonya by using his metal arm, and for some reason the metal arm, don't worry about it, there's no corrosion there, and
it's stainless.
It's stainless steel, rust free, baby, for life, guaranteed.
That's right.
Fucking, or your money back guaranteed. And anyways, fucking the ninjas get bested, and then there's a moment where Jackson like fucking Sonya kind of double team to get rid of Cyrax, and there is a moment, and I will say this: I like the idea. The execution, yeah, the idea is actually not bad. Actually, the execution's okay. To try to make a live action version of Sonya's fucking fatality, the kiss of death, where she has some kind of powder in her hand that, when mixed in with the pressured gas that's flying in there in the scene, burns up Cyrax. Now, I don't really understand it, but I'll go with it. And it looks terrible, but it looks, you know, whatever.
I had to do a rewind on that to see what the fuck she did. Because you see her pick up powder.
Yeah.
And then blow it at him, but I'm like, why? But then when I went back, I noticed that you see the powder on fire. So I think that's a callback to the original with Liu Kang in the water buckets.
Yeah, kind of. It's the idea of it, right?
Water,
right?
Powder.
Yeah.
I can make this work.
Yeah. And again, like I said, it is an ode to her fatality inside of the Mortal Kombat franchise, because in the game, she had the kiss of death where she would like either blow a kiss and somehow that would blow up the enemy's heads, or like something would happen where they would combust or melt or whatever. So, you know, that's cool. Good for them for having that. Then, something that's not in the franchise at all is this fucking little dragon tattoo that is on Cyrax. Breaks off, turns into a real dragon, and then warps away?
No, well, we've got more to get into on that one.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Stupid. What the fuck is that?
Yeah. And then we have this moment where it's kind of like a Predator, like an ode to Predator, where there's a bomb that's detonating or counting down inside of Cyrax, and it's kind of like the same idea of like when the Predator's got his arm thing, and fucking Jax.
This is the best CGI in the movie.
Maybe
right
this is
here.
maybe this is where the budget went. Okay, maybe this
Oh,
is fucking Jax and Sonya run out of the building, jumping into the sky like fucking Power Rangers, and there is this explosion that
It didn't look like an explosion. It looked like a fucking bonfire.
Yes.
And they were jumping away from it. It looks so bad.
It literally looks like someone put too much gasoline inside of a fire pit, lit it up, and then you saw the whoop, right? That's what it looks like.
Yeah.
But Sonya and Jax are jumping in the air, doing these crazy flips and shit as if they got blasted hundreds and hundreds of feet away. The perspective of this film, and this is me talking on the production side of things, right? This is me putting on, I went to school for this shit. It doesn't make sense that the size of the actors and the size of the flames. The size of the flames literally, to the perspective of the viewer, looks like they are right in front of the fire. These actors, the way that they're jumping and the way that they looks like they should be at least 50 feet away from it. But the fire and them together does not make any fucking sense. But you know what? It's 1997. Let's go. They needed this movie out fast to make money for the next game. Whatever. Yep. Motherfuckers.
I gotta say, this whole scene, though, they made Cyrax look like a fucking badass.
They
did him good.
They did him justice with what they had, all right? And I will accept that. I have no problem with the idea of how Cyrax looks. We then pretty much cut to a moment where Shiva and Motaro are fighting in the general's room because they don't like each other or they want to fuck, but they know what I mean. It's an angry it's angry fuck. You know what I mean?
Everything in Outworld.
Yeah. Everything in Outworld's such an angry fuck. Man, they all got the fuck me eyes. Okay, Motaro, Rain, Ermac. I don't care who you are. Shiva, fucking the Barak. You're gonna see him real soon. Baraka. Don't worry about it. But anyways, they get split up because Shao Kahn shows up and tells them to chill the fuck out, and he asks for a status report on some of Earth's defenders. Where Rain, unfortunately, by the way, Rain, really the only Asian actor that I've seen so far in the film playing one of the characters, one of these ninja type guys. So good on them for about 2 seconds. Is talking about how unfortunately his troops have failed to take down Cabal and Stryker. When I first thought about this, I'm like, isn't Stryker a bad guy? Wouldn't he want to help Shao Kahn? But then I remembered, no, technically he's a part of the Black Dragon Clan, and the Black Dragon Clan just kind of does what they want. Like they're antagonists, but they're not antagonists who are looking to destroy the world. So it does make sense that they wouldn't help Shao Kahn. But then also at the same time, I'm like, but I don't think he'd help Stryker out, who's a cop. That's all he is. Stryker is just a cop in this fucking game. Yeah. Anyways, doesn't matter. Tells them that he apologizes that he failed them and he will never fail them again. But then Shao Kahn literally repeats what the man says. He's like, yes, you will not fail him again. You will not fail me again. Hits him with his fucking foam hammer. Sends him flying into a fire pit because why? He's a villain and all villains need a goddamn fire pit.
I think like 4 characters died in fire pits in 2 movies.
Fuck's sakes, man. There's something I want to talk about that down the road. But with that, fucking Sindel gets promoted over to second head general, or the head general, whatever you want to call it, of Shao Kahn's forces. Why? Because that's it. We then cut to fucking Liu Kang in a desert, looking for answers, looking for Nightwolf, see if he can help him out. It goes from day to night, no explanation. It's just nighttime now, walking around. I guess he was wandering all day. Sure.
It's wandering.
Yeah.
Randomly, stopped in the middle of the desert, turned right. Oh, that wind felt right. Yes. I'll start walking that way.
No one has told him where to go in the desert. All he knows is that he's supposed to meet someone in the desert. I'm sorry. Depending which desert they're in, or like he could be in the Sahara, they could be all the way over here. Like we don't know what desert these people are in, and it's the idea of like, no one told them go east, go west, go north, follow this way, look until you see the arching pathways of blah blah blah. No, it's just go for a stroll. Let's go for a nature walk, bro. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, looking for tracks or
something,
deer
right?
Shit or something on the ground. I don't know.
Well, at this point, yeah. He ends up inside of a camp and gets attacked by a wolf, who then, and this part I will say, in all honesty, the close-ups of this wolf transforming into Nightwolf, like the Animorphs idea, actually does not look bad at all. Do you know?
It looked great, and I think it's because it was so quick.
It was quick, and they did it in the dark, which then helps hide a lot of the imperfections of a 1997, fucking graphics. And like honestly, the moment where pretty much Nightwolf's head is still the wolf and it's morphing into like normal face, it does not look bad. It looks okay. What ruins this scene is Nightwolf then staring down, hunched over in the battle position that he usually does in the Mortal Kombat games. That part's not bad, but it's him immediately saying, "Pretty cool, huh? That's my animality." Why would that be so weird? Why would you start a conversation like that? Why is this pretty cool? Like, you know how much of a cocky ass prick you sound like now? Like, you're Nightwolf. You're supposed to be this guiding, spiritual, fucking wise man. And be like, "Hey, brah, do you like what I just did? It's pretty gnarly, right? You want to go smoke some weed?
PBR? There you go.
We can smoke some weed and listen to some John Mayer or something. It's pretty sweet." Like, what the fuck is happening? Whatever. All right, you find out that's Nightwolf. He's the man that'll help Liu Kang somehow master his animality. And how does he help him to learn how to do that? He throws a fucking axe to him. He literally throws an axe at the man's head. He is so lucky that it was the blunt side that hit the head of Liu Kang. Because if not, that would have been a flawless victory for fucking Nightwolf. Like,
I think. Well, he said you can do it the long way or the short way, and he said, "Well, we don't have time, so we'll do it the short way." Yeah. I think if it was a long way, it would have been beer and PBR. Get smashed, and then whenever we fall asleep, then you can have your spirit dream or whatever.
Yeah,
but they want the easy way.
Yeah, they what Liu Kang doesn't know is that fucking while he was passed out there, Nightwolf took a marker, drew a dick, pointed an arrow to his mouth, and he's like, "Fucking idiot, thought that I was gonna give him that." Like, just fucking Nightwolf just robs him and leaves. That's all that happens.
Pretty cool, eh?
It's my robality. And just takes his money and runs. Like, god damn it. So he's passed out, and somehow being asleep in this area, somehow I can only describe awakens his animality because he got hit in the head with an axe. I guess that's like, they don't explain how being passed out works. They don't explain how he's going through this vision quest thing in his mind. No, he just starts hallucinating that he has a dragon face. He wakes up and it's now snowing. Like, it's snowing. That's all I can tell you. And then we get introduced to Jade. Jade, in the Mortal Kombat franchise, is normally played or portrayed as an African American lady. Asian here. Whatever. That point, it's not. She's not white. That's fine. You know what? She's not white, and that's all I can care about. And as an extra added bonus for them for like ethnicity, she's also Russian. The actress who plays Jade, so she's an Asian Russian model. And
Russian is Asian, so.
I mean, yeah, I guess you're right. Technically, yes. But we'll say that she is from the country of Russia, but she is Asian. So Asian Russian. Because there's like Asian American, so Asian Russian. There you go. That's how it'd be the best way to describe it. And she's there in her cloth bra and underwear, in the middle of a winter wonderland scene. I'm sorry, I'd be fucking frozen, man. My nips would be rock hard. I'd be cutting fucking diamonds with that shit, okay?
That's what they were going for.
Right? Yeah? Because her name's Jade, right? Jade, get it? Anyways, she fucking starts hitting on Liu Kang, like takes his head and puts it onto her bosom, and is like, "Yo, just let's have some fun." And he's like, "But no, katana." And then she starts fighting him. I guess that's one way if you don't want to deal with rejection. Yeah, you know, if I could deal with that way, yeah, I'd fight a motherfucker. You know, if my wife says no, I'll fucking just like, right?
Can't fucking do that. Sorry.
You're right. I need the phone book. You're right. It doesn't leave bruises. Oh my god. Anyways, This mini fight happens, and then she just goes, as she's about to get defeated, she goes, just kidding, bro, it was a test. I was sent here by Nightwolf. Please don't kill me. That's pretty much what happens there. And she gets dressed by twirling around and has her outfit now, like a fucking Power Ranger. I'm telling you, this dude wanted to make a Power Rangers movie and got stuck with Mortal Kombat. That's what happened.
Yeah.
And they're now like, I'm actually been here. I was sent here by Nightwolf to test your might or your fortitude or your whatever. You pass, cool story, bro. Let's go, and I'll show you where you can go ahead and meet up with Katana. All right, and like that, I guess I have to give it to Liu Kang. There's no real reason for him not to trust her, but it's also weird that a half-naked lady just tried to bang you, then tried to fight you. And now she's saying she's on your side, but you know what? You do you, baby. You do you. To her credit, she does lead him to Katana. But before that happens, we get this desert scene, which I've realized the 90% of this film is them walking around in the desert. I'm guessing they couldn't afford a set.
Well, they already had. They had to do the place in Jordan, right? The big fancy place.
Yes.
I don't remember the name or anything.
Petra. The place is called Petra.
But they were already in the desert, so you might as well use it to your advantage, right?
But here's the problem with that kind of filmmaking. Everything starts looking the same.
Well, yeah.
And you lose the visual appeal of a film, and if that happens, you have to make sure that either A, your visual effects are amazing to hide it, your acting is superb, or the fight choreography is off the charts.
So they nailed all of them.
No. Okay? No. We do get this moment of, like, near a mud pit where fucking Sonya and Jax are having a conversation, and Jax just straight up, he's like, can you just tell me what's going on? Like, I don't know what I was asleep getting metal arms. What's going on? And Sonya's just like, as if, just take a guess, Jax, or something, or use your imagination, and like storms off, and Jax is just like, just ask the question. Like, what the
women, they want you to know everything without telling you a goddamn thing.
Like, it is so fucking weird, this moment. And then out of the blue, flying in the air like a goddamn Power Ranger, comes Melina, which somehow they try to kind of hint on that Melina is Katana's technically stepsister, because in the series they're related by marriage, I think, or by, if I'm not mistaken, Shao Kahn somehow took, I think, and I might butcher this, so Zach, if you remember the lore, you can let me know in chat if you're still there. He pretty much took the DNA of Katana and mixed it with the DNA of a Tarkatan and made Melina.
That sounds right.
I'm pretty sure. Which is why Melina always has her face hidden behind that mask thing, even in the games, until they kind of push the idea. It was like, well, we're not saying that she's ugly, so they finally decided to remove the mask because women are beautiful, even if they have razor sharp teeth that'll just destroy you. Anyways, fucking Sonya goes, Katana? And then Melina replies with, she wishes. And then I'm like, what? Whatever. Katana's got her size. She starts fighting, and it's kind of this ode to that. She loses it almost immediately. And then you get reminded very heavily in this film that this is the 1990s. And how do you do that? By having a good old-fashioned fucking wet mud fight. Like, wet t-shirt mud fight between Sonya and fucking Melina. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, as a kid, didn't really click into this, right? Even though I was watching WWF at the time and their women were just objects and they did shit like this, where they'd have pool fights or pillow fights or mud bath fights and all that shit with Jerry the King Lawler in there and him falling down and you're like, puppies! Now knowing what I know now, that shit was fucked up, all right? Yeah. That's degradation of film, degradation of women. But then to see this in a film, not in wrestling, but in a film about fighters where they're deadly and can kill people easily, it just seemed fucked up. It just seems so fucked up. And
then at the end, Jax even fucking brings it up. You look good in mud.
Yeah. And she goes, "Oh, Jax," and it's like, what the fuck? But just before that happens, okay, Sonya defeats Melina, not in like a fatality, not with like her neck breaking abilities, where like we saw in the previous film or anything like that. No, she fucking kills Melina by kicking her in the head. Not like a foot stomp, not like a curb stomp or anything like that. Just literally just here's her head. And here's the foot. And Melina's dead. That's the dragon appears on her shoulder again. And if you didn't notice this, it's the exact same animation that Cyrex had for the dragon. Twirl, screams, and fucking teleports. Okay? Well, fine. Then a giant rock monster thing appears and goes to eat Sonya. But here comes Jax punching at the camera. And then you realize that, oh, actually, he's giving this monster a rectal exam because he is punching that dude right in the asshole, like several times, pounding that tush real soft. You know what I mean? It just.
If there's any way to stop a fight, that's probably it.
I mean, and again,
like if you're in a street fight, just stick a finger in his ass. It's gonna stop.
Okay, so Tom, I believe you got that mixed up with a bulldog. I think you're supposed to stick. Oh, yeah. I don't want to see you fight anymore. I never want to see you fight. You're just gonna pull down the dude's pants like, here we go. If anything,
I can't wait to fight you again, Justin. I can't fucking wait.
Oh boy. And let's just say at that point, the monster retreats, goes into the hole, and that the mud joke gets referenced there. And I think it's finally at this point we get the full shot of Petra, and Raiden's just chilling there, going inside the temple to talk to the elder gods and figure out what the fuck is happening right now. Okay. Raiden sits down and you get probably the worst CG scene in the entire fucking franchise because the Elder Gods are represented by 3 elements. Wind, fire, and water. And the wind is about as bad as you expect. The fire is whatever. The water effects is early fucking After Effects water particles without proper lighting, without proper physics, nothing. It literally just like beads in the air floating around, collecting together.
97.
Excuse me.
97.
Look, you know what else was released in 93? Jurassic Park. You know what else was released in 92? Motherfucking Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, okay?
Yeah.
You can't. I'm sorry, you just can't. James Remar, you cost too much, right? The budget, you destroyed it.
That was it.
And the gods tell him you get 3 questions to ask, like always. What do you want to know? He asks, how is Shao Kahn doing this? And they're like, bitch, we're not telling you. And it's like, but that's one of my questions. How is this fair? He's like, oh yeah, well, why don't you just fucking, you know what? You want answers? Why don't you become mortal, bitch? You won't. I double dog dare you. And then Raiden's like, okay. And then he becomes human. Like, he becomes mortal. That's somehow becoming mortal and sacrificing his immortality proves to them that something. I don't understand. And do you want to know how we know? Do you want to know how we know that Raiden lost his immortality? Motherfucking haircut.
Haircut and clothes change.
Yes, very much so.
Why would you do this?
Yeah,
why?
Again, not. It's the 90s, and I'm trying to accept certain things, but the character.
I was thinking because they cut his hair and made him look that way because it was easier to match up with a stunt double because he actually starts to do some shit.
Yes.
After this point,
you know what? Maybe, and they didn't want to afford getting Ray Park a wig also, so they're just like, yeah, we were cutting the hair. That's it. Simple as that.
It's just easier.
Yeah, and it is also at this point where Jax very much becomes a stereotypical black man in a film franchise, where he's only in there for like one-liners and him hitting on women. That's all he does. That's all he fucking does in the movie. He sees Jade, hits on Jade. He sees Sonya, hits on Sonya. Somewhere where he can make like a damn remark, he goes damn. Like he is the 90s token black man, and it is sad, but that's just what it was. And then fucking, as I was say, James Remar, fucking Raiden straight up calling out Jax being like, "What's with the arms?" Like, he pretty much be like, "You look like a loser. Like, what is wrong with you?" Whatever. And out of the blue, the fucking forces of evil appear, and then Rita Repulsa starts screaming into the air, trying to kill Raiden and everyone else. Now, the only answer that Raiden has is to open up a portal to Outworld, which I understood from the first film, Raiden has no power or no control or anything in Outworld. Why would he be able to open up a portal to Outworld then? If he can't...
He's still on Earth.
I will half accept that answer.
He still has his powers once he passes through the portal, and then he's fucking toast.
You know what? I'll try to believe that. Fucking Sindel goes, screams, and unfortunately Petra is destroyed. And it sucks because that is a beautiful scenery that we will never see again in the film. But don't worry, we're still going to be in the desert. Don't worry about that part. Boom, we are back in Outworld, and we start seeing like the damages of this merger between worlds and how what's causing it, or like how it's causing everything to get fucked up. The Golden Gate Bridge is fucking half clocked in Outworld, and it's all destroyed. There's some dead people in there. I'm pretty sure pretty soon you're gonna see the Eiffel Tower is gonna erect out of nowhere. Like, shit's gone bad. You know what I mean?
I like how Liu Kang's like, what about the people in the cars? Oh, they're stuck between life and death. Motherfuckers are skeletons in their cars. They're not stuck. They're fucking dead.
There ain't no coming back, okay?
There's no coming back there.
You're absolutely fucking right. There's literally, in the hard cut, he's like, what about the people? And it hard cuts to skelemen in cars over, like, kneeling over the windows and stuff. I'm like, did no one tell Liu Kang that people can die? Like, does he not?
They're just holding out hope.
Yeah, no,
they'll come back.
Yeah, Lou, they're just taking a nap, Lou. Don't worry, don't you worry about a thing, baby. At this point now, fucking Jade is trying to prove her worth and is showing them where they can go ahead and find fucking Katana and Sindel, I believe it's at this point. Yeah, where somehow Sindel's already at the tower, and we get introduced to the Raptors, the 3 reptile fighters. Again, one of them also being Ray Park apparently, but I can't see it. I don't know who it is. But
I didn't even know they were reptiles. You just see them invisible at one point, and then they're all dressed in black.
So it's hard to tell the difference, but apparently in the film credits they're called Raptors, and there's certain scenes where it's slightly lit better. You could see them. You could see some green on them, and they have the same. They have the similar mask that Reptile had in the first film. So this is a fight for none other than our man himself, motherfucking the warrior, James Remar. Okay, he's gonna fight all 3. No, you know what? Never mind. He's gonna fight 2. Oh, you know what? No, he's only gonna kick one's ass. So what happened to 2 and 3? I don't know. They just disappeared. They're playing hide and seek right now, and James Remar didn't tell him. They didn't know that.
Well, they were playing hide and seek from the beginning, hiding behind the columns.
Dude. Like straight up, there's a couple of fights, and like one gets uppercut through a roof, and I guess that's why he disappears. And the other one literally just doesn't. He doesn't fight. I guess he just sees the uppercut. He's like, "Oh, bitch, I'm out of here. Like, I am not fighting this. Like, I'm not dealing with this shit.
I'll face Shao Kahn later.
Yeah.
I'm not dealing with this."
And again, it's at this moment where we also end up by seeing Jade kind of hanging over the defeated body of Sindel, and she's like, "Oh, I beat her ass." It's like, "Oh, okay." Where was Sonya? Where was Jax? What were they doing? I don't know, but they weren't in that fight apparently.
Doesn't Jax like throw her body in?
No,
like
she's
chuck her forward.
No, the body's literally just hanging out in a hole in a wall. He lifts the head, looks at it, and that's it. And then he creepily puts his arm around Jade. He's like, "That's my girl." And it's could we please not? That's just not cool, man. That's just no. And we at this again, we cut to fucking Shao Kahn cheering on his troops as, like I said, him getting so hot and horny that he's able to erect the Eiffel Tower from the ground, like his penis is being erected through his fucking trousers. I don't care who you are. That's what that representation was. All right, that's why they fucking waited for that scene. Fucking Shinnok comes by, pats his son on the back. Like, "Good job, bro. I'm proud of you." Like, "Thanks, pops." We are then introduced to finally Liu Kang inside of Shao Kahn's tower, meeting Katana, and we are introduced to quite possibly some of the worst prosthetics that I have ever seen. When we meet, and I think this is supposed to be specifically Baraka, but it could just be a Takatan. Tarkatan because there are multiple Tarkatans in this scene. Okay,
Mhm.
I'm gonna say this first one is Baraka because he has like the colors. He's got the white and black, which Baraka has in the fighting series. So we're gonna say the first one is for sure Baraka.
The
Okay.
rest are just his underlings.
Yeah, pretty much, right? Now, I'm going to say this now. This sucks. This fight scene sucks. It's pretty terrible. And there's a certain scene, all right? But by this whole part here, this is Tony Ya. If you don't see Liu Kang's face, this is Tony Ya as the stunt double / performer. There's a moment here where fucking Liu is fighting one of the Tarkatans, and he kicks him off the cage, off of Katana's cage, and he falls into the fire pit, and he burns. I highly recommend everyone to go ahead and go check out that scene, okay? Because the person who falls in that fire is not Baraka. It is not a Tarkatan. It is Rain. They fucking recycled the shot of Rain falling into the fire pit. And I sat there, I'm like, that can't be right. And I rewound it. I looked at it. I went back to the scene. It is just a slight different camera angle, but it is the same shot of Rain falling down the fucking fire pit hole.
I didn't even notice that at all.
I saw that. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me right now? This is a massive budget film at that time. 30 million bucks is nothing to scoff at back in the fucking 90s, okay? And they couldn't get the actor, the stunt guy, to just fall down a fucking hole. Also, fun fact, I saw this because I watched the Dead Meat episode of this. There's a hand that pops out from the bottom of the fire pit to catch Rain. And you see it in that second shot. And I'm like,
I gotta go back and watch it now.
Dude, it is unfucking real. I will send you the video of the Dead Meat podcast, and I'll tell you, it's at 19 minutes and 34 seconds. You see the hand come up to catch Rain as he falls in the fucking hole. What the fuck? You know what? It doesn't matter. The big boss fight, that one of the ones that I wanted to see for a long time, is about to happen. He's trying to rescue Katana. He fucking first, deals with the other Tarkatans. They're dead and gone. We motherfucking get the scene that I thought was gonna be super cool, which is Shiva versus Liu Kang and Katana, and I am ready for this fucking fight. And I think it's the Goro fight. The originality that they had to defeat Goro in the first one, that was pretty cool, but they had limitations and they couldn't do it all right. In this film, I will give the film credit right now. The arms don't look that bad in this film. Yeah. And again, when she's seen in the dark, so it kind of hides some of the imperfections, and she's able to move more freely and have better, just all around better mobility. Okay, because I'm pretty sure the arms in the film are fake. They're CG arms. But again, very, very hard to tell. She jumps up, gets ready to fight. On the table, Liu Kang and fucking Katana just do a George of the Jungle, swinging across, hits a chain, and Shiva gets crushed by Katana's cage. And
that's why they can make the CG look good, because it was never fucking used.
Like, oh my motherfucking god, dude. And I feel bad for the actress here, because they told her when she signed up for this that she was gonna get massive fight scenes. She's gonna be like a pivotal bad guy, because she is. She's in the fucking film, in the game, especially down the road. She becomes a very important character. Like, she becomes the leader of the Shokans, whatever they're called, and they become an ally to Earthrealm, to the fighters against Outworld and all that. Super cool stuff. None of that's in here, obviously, but also she doesn't fight. Her one moment of action is her jumping on a table and getting crushed, and before that was jumping on Motaro. That is it. That I would be, as an actor, I'd be so fucking pissed. All I could think about is, like, she got paid. Good for her. You know what? At least she doesn't have to put this on her credits as an actor in this film now, because she was in it for 5 minutes.
I wonder if they put it on if there was a fight scene and they just cut it because it didn't look that great, maybe with the CGI or something. Maybe
from what I was reading and from the videos I've been watching, apparently it is simply that they couldn't afford a fight scene with the arms.
Yeah.
So they decided to just not do it.
Yeah.
So, all right.
You have to make a completely different prosthetic than what Goro had,
and like if the CGI is not going to work, that's how you have to. That's your workaround, right? Here's my thing: $30 million budget, and I in all honesty, I think the majority of the budget went into Motaro, James Remar, and what we're about to see soon. And I cannot wait to talk about it, but we're not there yet. All right, at this point, after Shiva being destroyed, fucking Katana sees her mom on the table and somehow giving her a kiss. I'm guessing the kiss wasn't supposed to revive her. It was more like a, I'm sorry you're dead, mom, like I'll miss you. Kiss her on the forehead type of thing. Sindel just opens up her eyes and starts laughing. And then we find out that Jade set up a trap this whole time for them to fucking, double cross and kill the Earthrealm warriors or whatever. And you know that Jade's been double crossing them now because her eyebrows go from normal to evil. Mm-hmm. They literally point her eyebrows up with makeup to make her look evil.
Was there more eyeshadow too, probably?
Yeah, a little bit more eyeshadow to make her look slightly more evil. And I'm like, this isn't a Dragon Ball Z fucking like, and you power up. You don't get to just make someone's eyebrows go up and be like, they're evil now. Like, that's not how it fucking works, man. We then get treated to, and if I'm not mistaken, a moment where, like, Robin Shu / Liu Kang just straight up says, you're gonna die for this. For this betrayal, you're gonna die. And I don't know if Robin Shu knew that he's being filmed right there, because that was like a genuine, like, I'm going to fucking kill you. One of the most, like, realistic pieces of acting in this film. And Jay just goes, oh shit, he's serious. And she runs away, never to be seen ever again. Let's count how many people have done this.
No. She comes back.
Does she die? No.
Huh?
She doesn't die.
Yeah.
No. Jade doesn't die.
You're talking that later in the movie, yeah.
Okay, wait, who fights her? Now I'm getting confused.
Shao Kahn kills her. The big demon comes out of the wall.
Oh, yes, that's right. Thank you. I forgot about that part. Sorry. But still. Okay, so you're right. Absolutely right. I had a memory blank because I didn't want to think about that fucking monster thing. I think that's what happened then.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing, okay? Jade's plan was for Liu Kang to get Katana, to get them together in front of a dead Sindel. To do what?
I don't know. Just getting them all in the same place and maybe attempting to kill them.
Okay, so why
Why?
Why, if Shao Kahn knew this was the plan, why was he not in the cage area ready to fight Liu Kang where he knew he was going to? Why not send all the troops, everyone that he knows, to be in that room to fight Liu Kang?
Well, isn't he on Earth too? Like,
do what? To do what, Tom?
Well, he's got his extermination squads going around.
Yeah, okay.
And maybe he's doing something with them. I don't fucking know.
Dude, I don't understand. If the plan was to kill Liu Kang, why not have Motaro, Ermac, Jade double crossing, Sindel there, Shiva? Why not have everyone there to kill the man? Instead,
because you need a throne fight. He needs to sit in the throne and challenge them from up on high. You need that. You can't just do it in some weird little dungeon.
That's his room. That's his general's room.
Yeah, but you need the open space with the big terrible CGI skies, and that's where they spent their fucking money on.
Okay, so you're probably right.
Yeah.
Let's just say that was the plan, okay? It was that everyone else was supposed to kill them, okay? We then get Jade and Sindel together in the room with only Liu Kang and Katana. Why don't they try to fight them there? Why does Sindel could scream and kill them with their scream alone? Why does she just laugh, twirl, and then disappear? Why does Jay just be like, oh shit, and run away? Why? I don't know, Tom. I don't know about this film anymore, man. It
bring up a lot of points that make me like the movie less, but actually, sorry, I never liked it. It's getting worse now.
Okay. We now get the moment where, you know, I think it's at this point really that it sinks in that Jax and Sonya are with Raiden, and they see that he's hurt because he's mortal now, and B, he's got the same tattoo that Cyrax, that fucking Melina. And is that it? So far, those are the only two that have died, right?
Yeah.
With the tattoo. And they're like, yo, bitch, what's going on? Why do you got that tattoo? And his explanation is, Shinnok's my father. Therefore, Shao Kahn is my brother. Da, da, da! That doesn't explain why they have a tattoo on their back. I don't.
They don't ever explain the tiny dragon cyber thing, ever.
And it's like, okay, so then is Cyrax your brother? Was Melina your sister? Because they had the tattoo thing too. What does that mean?
They did explain that.
What was it then?
They said that the ones that are on them are temporary ones, so they only get passage through portals.
So their excuse is that those dragons in their bodies is what gives them passage from Outworld or Netherrealm or whatever to Earthrealm. That's
and then they say they said it was a way to get through portals. It was temporary though.
Okay, all right. Why don't any of the Earthrealm defenders need that?
Because they have Raiden. And he has one because he can bring.
Yeah. Okay. So why doesn't the Earthrealm guys need one? Why is he not sitting there in a tattoo parlor like, dude, bro, this is gonna look so sick. Don't worry about it.
Raiden explained that. Raiden said it allows me to pass through portals and my passengers.
So why doesn't Shao Kahn just do that for everyone?
Because he doesn't want to go with all these people. I don't fucking know.
So then why did they need Sindel to merge Outworld and Earthrealm together?
Because she has a nasty scream. I don't fucking know.
They specifically say that the key to merging Earthrealm and Outworld as one is Queen Sindel. But they don't explain why. Why?
They said at one point that she keeps the portals open, but that's about it. That's as far as it fucking goes.
So is she just a walking tattoo that just keeps everything open? Like
I don't know.
I wish I was drinking right now, because then I could let this go. But I'm not drinking, and I'm sober, and it's pissing me off more and more, Tom. Oh my god.
A movie you hate this much shouldn't, you should know that it's garbage, and you should not get upset about it.
Oh my god. All right. We're almost there, though. Pretty much what ends up happening at this point is, like you said, we're back in the general's room where she was dead. Technically, his body is still underneath the cage. And Shao Kahn's just like, yo, Jade, like, the fuck? Your plan didn't work. By the way, now, Jade's no longer evil because her eyebrows aren't pointing up anymore. They're back to being rounded.
She's scared. It's like dog ears. They go down when they're scared.
Sure, why not? Shao Kahn just fucking holds her up, points her up towards the sky, and then that rock monster that got punched in the asshole comes back and eats Jade. I guess.
And one gulp. I believe there was a burp at the end too.
So it is. Yeah, it is. You see the thing go over it. It eats, and then it burps, and Shao Kahn smiles. Sure, we are now met the final fight of the entire fucking movie, where people are now lining themselves up to who they're going to fight. And the way that it sits right now, it is Shao Kahn versus Raiden, it is Ermac versus Sonya, Katana versus Sindel, and Motaro versus Jax. And instantly, Raiden tries to beg Shao Kahn to not do this, and like, there must be a better way. We could figure this out, bro. Like, come on. He gets the skull attack beam thing to his chest, And it looks like on the floor, Raiden is passing a really nasty shit, and then he dies. That is the end of Raiden as we know it. I wish is what I could finish that sentence and then the credits roll. Unfortunately, there's more. Here we fucking go. It is at this point where all the fighters are ready to just kick ass and take names and chew bubblegum, and they're all out of fucking kicking ass because all they got left is bubblegum. Because holy shit, what's about to happen next, man? Is this moment when you see them get up and ready to fight. You know what you think you'd be hearing at this point? Dun 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 dun. Test your might. No, it's just shitty music with them fighting, and pretty much it's your typical bad guys are gonna whoop the good guys' asses for a while. You know, a couple of flips and kicks here and there. Fucking Liu Kang decides to face Shao Kahn. The Sindel fights Katana, and it literally. There's nothing noteworthy in the majority of all these fights. There's only a couple of things that happen that are kind of interesting that we'll get to in just kind of a hot second, where after getting their asses kicked, they decide, all right, enough's enough, and we're going to change here. There is a moment where Jax does a ground and pound to the ground, which is a move from the game, again, and he goes to finish off Motaro, but Motaro rips off one of his arms. I'm thinking, oh, shit! He lost one of his arms! No, it's a sleeve. It's a fucking sleeve that he has on. I don't understand how that makes him stronger. I don't understand how it's supposed to make him a better fighter. I don't know. Neither does Motaro, because Motaro literally, like, as if he just took a glove and slaps a person across the face, does that with that sleeve. He just grabs like, fuck, what the hell? And bitch slaps fucking Jax across the face, and he goes flying to the ground. And is now, at this point, there's a cool scene. They don't explain much into it at all. It's just, it happens. Where Ermac summons Noob Saibot. And for people who and for people who don't know, Noob Saibot in the lore of the games is Bihan. Bihan becomes this dark ninja, and he's the one who tries to like steal all the Lin Kuei warriors to form the the mecha Lin Kuei, pretty much, right? All the robots, the cyborg Lin Kuei. That's what happened to Smoke and all that jazz, and Ermac for some reason, I think it's even the games, Ermac has the ability to summon Noob Saibot for a while, and they double team and they fight and stuff. You see this here. There is no mention that this fighter is beyond the original Sub-Zero. It's just like a minion that is summoned that fights. And for those who don't know, Noob Saibot's name backwards is Tobias Boone, which is the two creators of Mortal Kombat. Ed Boon, and unfortunately I can't remember Tobias' first name, or I think that might be his first name. Anyways, that's what Noob Saibot means. Just a little fun little nerd fact. Yeah. Again, they're fucking they're all getting their asses kicked. Things are getting tough. After losing his sleeve, Jax remembers, oh wait, I'm the Anal Avenger. I don't need no sleeve. And as Motaro jumps up into the air, he literally punches him pretty close to the ass. So kind of punches him right in the gooch, as close as he can get without getting trampled. And that hurts Motaro so bad that he falls to the ground. He's like, no, please, no. And Jax just proceeds to beat the shit out of him with a couple of punches and a kick to the head, which it seems to be the recurring way to fight your enemies in this and defeat them, falls to the ground. That's the end of Motaro. Quite literally, that is it. There's nothing else.
Maybe all the kicks to the heads, they're kicking them in the nose, and that's punching the bone up in their brain every time. Okay,
do you want to explain what happens to Noob Saibot? Because Noob Saibot literally just gets punched to death off screen.
Yeah, true.
Literally off screen, it's just Jax going up and down, up and down, up and down, just punching that asshole real hard until there's nothing left. It's literally just a puddle of brown and blood. All right, that's all it is. Just shit and blood in there. And that gives the moment for Sonya to fucking pretty much flip into a Hurricanrana, into a punch to the head, which, it's okay. And then we get a classic, Sonya move, where with her feet / calves, she snaps Ermac's neck. All right, cool.
Yeah, I like that. That's cool.
That was cool. I like that. I was like, that's getting a nice ode to the classic. Now, it is at this point that I'm pretty sure off screen it now happens, or it's about to happen. Kitana knocks out Sindel. Don't worry about it. You don't have to deal with her anymore. Fucking Shao Kahn's holding Liu Kang and whispers into his ear, I'm not going Dutch on this dinner. You're paying for all of it. That pisses off Liu Kang, and he turns into what I think is where the budget went into this film. And unfortunately, the animality happens, and the animality looks terrible, and it happens super fast, and it's garbage. What looks terrifying is I'm trying to get the right. Hold on. I am going to get you the scene that I think is what could be a horror film in itself, and it's right here. And I'm gonna send this to Tom, and then I'm also going to put this on the screen for the schmucks to see. This scene that I have witnessed here is a thing of nightmares. So I'm gonna send that to Tom. Tom, check your DMs. It is there. No. And the schmucks, I am sorry. That is a thing of nightmares. That fucking face that you see here, this transforming, like the morphing in for After Effects here is absolutely like it doesn't even make any sense. The top of his brow turns to a mouth, and the bottom jaw fine, but it doesn't make sense that his eyeballs and his brow turn to the top of the mouth, and then whatever. Shao Kahn turns into this freak of nature, and they have an
tentacle monster.
Yes,
I believe that's where Japanese tentacle porn came from. Mortal Kombat Annihilation.
They started the unfortunate trend, and
yeah, with terrible CG and everything on top of it.
Yes. So these two have a Dragon v Hydra fight. All right, this is the fight we wanted in Godzilla King of the Monsters. All right, this is the Ghidorah Godzilla fight we all deserved. Okay. And literally, this transformation, by the way, that fucking Hydra looks like a fleshy, veiny penis. And I can't unsee it.
That's what I mean. Yeah. Tentacle monster.
He literally looks like a throbbing penis, and I don't like it. And this fight, which you would think would determine the winner of everything, means absolutely jack shit. Because they tumble down and they both transform back to their human forms. I don't understand why there is such a big emphasis on the animality if it's not going to decide the winner of the fight. I don't.
You got to port something from the game.
That's so stupid.
It. They were like, "Oh, well, that seems cool. Turn it into monsters or whatever."
Yeah. Now
the technology wasn't there. That's the problem.
It was disgusting, and it's at this point where the Elder Gods decide to finally step in. The two other Elder Gods. We find out that Shinnok in this movie, is the Elder God of Wind, because water and fire show up, put their hands on Shinnok's shoulders, and tell him, bro, you need to chill the fuck out. This fight's going to be determined, as it always should have been, in Mortal Kombat. We finally, after an hour and 30 minutes, we finally get to hear the fucking song again, okay?
But my favorite part is that when the dude says Mortal Kombat, it lines up with the Mortal Kombat scream from the fucking song. Well done.
That is a moment where I'm like, all right, here, it's happening. Let's fucking go. And I believe at this point, I think Shao Kahn this whole time was immortal, and I think the Elder Gods, I might be making this up, but the Elder Gods turn Shao Kahn mortal to make the fight fair now? Is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So now it is Liu Kang versus Shao Kahn, and the music kicks in, and it's fucking, you think this is it. It's gonna slap, fucking, it's gonna be fire, as the kids say. It's a banger. It's an okay fight here and there. Robin Chu does some pretty cool flips and kicks and stuff. Like, the man does what I think is a pretty cool finisher, where it's like a Hurricanrana / like head scissors, like kind of twirl. Like I think it looks cool. It's this moment where like his feet hit, like, attached to the Shao Kahn's head, and he literally corkscrews and like dives his head into the ground. And that stuntman better have gotten a huge bonus for that move, because that looked like he planted his head there.
And there's where the money for the fucking thing.
yeah. And then, so Shao Kahn is not defeated with a front flip kick to the face. He lands on the steps, and for some reason, Shinnok gets gets sent to the shadow, not the shadow realm, but the Phantom Zone from fucking Superman 2, where he turns into a mirror and gets sent away. I don't understand exactly what happens here, but
it's in ice blocks,
or something. Like, honestly, guys, if you get a chance, go check out the scene where Zod gets sent to the Phantom Zone in the original Superman movies. It literally looks like this. He literally turns into a mirror and gets floated away there. We then get to see Shao Kahn ripped open and turned into another dragon that somehow a bigger one, and somehow that means he's dead. Like, I know his flesh got ripped open and stuff, but is Shao Kahn the dragon? Is that what this was? Was it Old Man Wilkins all along in the mask? Like, I don't understand.
Yeah, that was the most confusing part of the movie, really.
Oh my!
There's just a husk of Shao Kahn on the ground with this giant dragon flying out of nowhere.
Yeah, it's, sure, why not? The movie ends finally with some stock footage of the Golden Gate Bridge, Eiffel Tower, and the Twin Towers, which is a very weird thing to see. I'll be very honest. That was just because of everything that's happened in the world. That kind of shocked me to see that footage there. Yeah. And we get brought back, and it's funny. While these lightning flashes are happening, we get to see Liu Kang get transported from Outworld to Earthrealm back at the temple. But if you were to go to shot by shot of the flashing and his positioning, which they were supposed to be the same, like 1-to-1, he's supposed to be in the same position. Not only is the camera not in the right angle, it is like a close up when he's on Earthrealm to a medium shot. So you see like torso up in Outworld. It doesn't make any sense. He's not even looking the same way. He's looking this way in Outworld, and he's looking over here in Earthrealm. Like, it all just looks bad. The
camera panned and rotated a little.
Yeah, pretty much where they shouldn't have, right? So we get this moment of, boom, they're back. Everything is good. The people are saved. We can all rejoice. In comes in Raiden. I was like, hey, guys, it was a test for me to be mortal. I'm an Elder God now. Yay! It's like, oh, cool. So everyone who's been defeated by the evil people can come back to life? Everyone? Johnny? No. What does fucking Raiden do instead? He laughs and just literally disappears into the wind. Johnny's dead, guys. Everyone else that was a good guy that died got brought back, including Sindel. Sindel is now a good guy now and is going to be the best mom that is 4 years older than her daughter that she could ever be. Johnny's dead. What the fuck, man? No.
Yep.
No. And
no point in resurrecting there.
And then fucking Kitana and Liu Kang finally kiss and fucking roll credits. That was goddamn Mortal Kombat Annihilation. This review lasted longer than the film. And it hurts me, okay? It hurts me that I talked this much about this film. Tom! Would you say that Mortal Kombat Annihilation, we'll start with this, is a buy, a rent, or pass?
Pass.
Yeah.
Definitely pass.
You could just watch the first Mortal Kombat, and I will say, in all honesty, Mortal Kombat 1 is I said it before, is a buy. That movie is actually good. It is a good, bad movie that had love in it. This is a bastardized version of that, where they just wanted to make a quick buck and had nothing to do with story or action or anything. It is garbage through and through.
Yeah.
If you had to rate this film, we'll say out of 10, what would you rate this film?
Maybe a 3.
Maybe a 3.
Maybe 2, 3, somewhere in there. It wasn't complete horse shit. There was some redeeming parts of the movie, but yeah, I wouldn't give it too much.
I would give it a 2, and the only redeeming quality I have for this film is I love Robin Shue.
Well, no. You got Ray Park and you got Tony Jaa.
Yes, you know what? There you go. Fucking the 3 actual kick-ass martial artists in the film were kick-ass as you could all imagine.
That's it.
The rest of it can burn in hell, man. It can burn in the fucking in the nether realm.
Yeah, CGI dragon fight's gonna haunt me in my dreams for fucking ever.
But
that was absolutely the worst.
But we don't have to worry about much longer, because next week we're finishing the Mortal Kombat chapter by taking a look at Mortal Kombat 2021. But for now, guys, this has been SNATM at the movies, Mortal Kombat Annihilation. Once again, if you enjoyed what you've seen, just to let you know, we are wrapping up free content month in the month of April. which means that after this period, after April, we will be having everything live behind the in patreon.com/SelectStarNetwork. We're at the $14 mark. You can go ahead and watch and enjoy our silliness. But if you can't do that, we have a bunch of different tiers you can take a look at, or just support us on the socials. Like us, follow us, share, all that jazz. For now, I've been me. That's been Tom. We're going to talk to you guys later. I need a drink. Bye,
Good
guys.
movie next week. Good movie next week.
Yeah, hopefully. See you guys next week. Bye.